Welcome to the CompTIA Project Plus Prepcast by baremetalcyber.com. The project initiation phase is where a concept transforms into an authorized project. It is the bridge between discovery, where feasibility, ROI, and justification are explored, and full-scale planning, where detailed schedules and resource assignments are developed. Initiation is critical because it formalizes the decision to proceed, secures the authority of the project manager, and provides a clear framework for all future activities. If discovery answers the question, "Should we do this project?" Initiation answers, "How will we officially start, and who will be responsible?" The centerpiece of the initiation phase is the project charter. This is the formal document that authorizes the existence of the project and empowers the project manager to use resources to deliver its objectives. A charter is not simply an administrative form. It is the highest-level agreement between the project sponsor and the delivery team. It connects the business case to operational execution, ensuring the goals that justified the investment are clearly understood and documented before work begins. Without a signed charter, project authority, budget release, and resource assignments can be contested or delayed. A strong project charter has several essential components. It includes the project's objectives, what the project is intended to accomplish, and a scope overview, which defines the high-level boundaries of what is included and excluded. It outlines budget estimates and key milestones so stakeholders understand the initial cost and timeline expectations. The charter also lists sponsors, the core project team, and governance contacts, including escalation paths for decisions or disputes. High-level risks, constraints, and assumptions are documented, along with references to linked documents such as the business case, feasibility study, or pre-existing agreements. Defining project objectives and success criteria is one of the most important steps in initiation. Objectives are measurable outcomes, such as implement a new CRM system by Q4 with 95% user adoption, or reduce processing time by 20% within 6 months of go-live. Success criteria explain how those outcomes will be evaluated: metrics, performance tests, satisfaction surveys, or compliance audits. Objectives must be SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This clarity helps the team focus on what truly matters and prevents scope confusion later. Preliminary scope definition also begins in the charter. The scope states what the project will deliver and, equally important, what it will not. For example, a software upgrade project may include migrating user data but exclude custom module development. Setting early boundaries ensures stakeholders share a realistic understanding of deliverables and helps avoid scope creep. While scope will be further detailed during planning, the charter's early outline is a critical control point. Linking the charter to business strategy ensures that the project supports organizational goals and will be prioritized for funding and resources. A charter should explicitly state how the project aligns with corporate objectives, strategic initiatives, or key performance indicators, KPIs. Projects disconnected from strategy often struggle to secure ongoing support, especially if competing priorities emerge. By showing clear strategic value, the charter strengthens the project's position in the portfolio. Once the charter is complete, it must be approved and distributed. Approval is typically granted by the project sponsor or a steering committee, and this sign-off often triggers the release of budget and resources. Distributing the charter to the core team and key stakeholders promotes alignment from day one. Visibility is essential. Everyone involved should understand the project's purpose, boundaries, and governance structure. Sharing the charter fosters a shared sense of purpose and reinforces the authority of the project manager. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Once the charter is approved, it becomes more than just a kickoff document. It acts as a governance tool throughout the project. It specifies who has the authority to approve changes, allocate resources, or make critical decisions. This clarity is vital for preventing disputes later especially in high-stakes or cross-functional projects where multiple leaders may try to influence direction. The Charter also defines escalation paths, ensuring that when conflicts arise, the project manager and team know exactly where to turn for resolution. Having this governance framework in place early keeps decision-making efficient and consistent. A well-written charter also plays a role in clarifying project boundaries. Defining what the project will and will not include helps control scope creep, which is one of the most common causes of project delays and budget overruns. Boundaries may relate to geography, product lines, system coverage, or even phases of delivery. For example, a facility upgrade project might be limited to one location this year, with other sites planned for future phases. Documenting these limits prevents stakeholders from assuming additional deliverables can be added without formal change control. Identifying stakeholders early in initiation is critical. This process includes both listing key individuals, such as sponsors, department leads, or regulatory contacts, and mapping broader stakeholder groups, like end users or external partners. Understanding who has influence, who will be impacted, and who can champion the project enables better communication planning and risk mitigation. Early identification also helps surface potential blockers, so strategies can be developed to manage their concerns or resistance. The Charter should also include high-level assumptions and constraints. Assumptions are believed conditions that shape early planning, such as vendor resources will be available within 2 weeks, or the client's internal testing team will support the UAT phase. Constraints are fixed limits like budget caps, regulatory deadlines, or technology platform requirements. Documenting these elements early builds transparency and allows all parties to understand the factors shaping initial feasibility. High-level risk identification starts in the initiation phase as well. While detailed risk analysis happens during planning, the Charter should capture known or expected threats, such as potential delays in permit approvals or dependency on a third-party vendor with limited capacity. These early entries ensure risks are visible from the start and can be transitioned seamlessly into the formal risk management plan. Establishing initial milestones in the Charter provides structure and reference points for stakeholders. These might include the official project kickoff date, completion of key phases, delivery of prototypes, or pilot launches. Even at a high level, milestones help shape expectations, provide a framework for reporting, and sometimes serve as triggers for funding releases or formal reviews. As the schedule is developed during planning, these milestones will be refined, but their early inclusion in the Charter ensures everyone understands the major checkpoints ahead. Communicating the Charter to the project team is a step that should never be overlooked. A kickoff meeting is often used to present the Charter in detail, walk through objectives and scope, and answer questions. This discussion establishes a shared understanding from day one and reinforces the project manager's authority to manage scope, resources, and priorities. Reviewing the Charter as a group also sets a tone of transparency and accountability. The Charter should not be locked away after initiation. It remains a guiding document during execution. When scope change requests, budget adjustments, or timeline shifts arise, the Charter serves as the benchmark for what was originally agreed upon. By referring back to it, the project manager can assess whether a proposed change aligns with the original objectives or requires formal approval. While the Charter is not revised frequently, it functions as a contract of intent, helping to prevent moving the goalposts mid-project. In summary, the initiation phase, and particularly the project Charter, lays the foundation for successful delivery. It formalizes the project, defines objectives and scope, identifies stakeholders, and sets governance rules. A well-constructed Charter ensures alignment, supports discipline in managing scope and resources, and ties the project to strategic goals. Project managers should treat the Charter as both an authorization tool and an ongoing reference point, making sure it is accurate, visible, and respected from kickoff through completion. Thank you for listening. Please follow baremetalcyber.com on social media and check out our books at cyberauthor.me.